Okay, recordings has started. Okay, let's look at let's look at this paper first. Okay, so is this the time? Is this the time you took to finish this paper?
Yes.
Okay, let me connect my. Let me connect my writing pad first. And you can also ask your siblings to. Okay, let me connect my writing pad. Is your sibling still around?
No.
Okay, good. Okay, good. So it's much quieter right now. Very good. Okay, good. Okay, so look at the first question. What's the first question? So it says, in which of the following numbers does the digit 6 have the smallest value? Okay, so over here, so it says, in which of the following numbers does the digit 6 have the smallest value? So let me make it bigger so that you can see. Okay, over here, right, you can see that which of these numbers, and they all have the number 6. Okay, so which has the smallest value? So you can see, right, over here. So over here, you just so basically this is the, so you just look at the value of each position, right? So you have, this is the ones position, and then this is the tens position, and of course this is the hundreds position, and this is the, after hundreds is thousands, right? Okay, after thousands is,
10,000.
yes, so it's the 10,000 position. Okay, so all you need to do is you just pick the one with the digit 6 and has the smallest value. So obviously this is the one, right? So question 4. Okay, I mean the answer is 4. Okay, smallest, the meaning of smallest is, what's the meaning of smallest? Okay,
最小.
最小, yes. And another word for smallest is also lowest. Okay, lowest. They mean the same thing. Okay, or what is the opposite of small?
Big.
Yes, so basically the opposite of smallest is biggest. Okay, or another word for it is highest. So these two mean the same thing. Okay, okay, next. Okay, everything is good here. Yeah, let's move on. Okay, so I would like to talk about this question over here, question 6. Okay, over here you are asked to find the angle here, right? Which is 88, right? Okay, so let me take this question out, because I remember in our last lesson we talked about that question. Okay, so let's look at this question and how I can ask students with this question. So for this question, so I don't think you have problems finding the value 88 here. Okay, why? The reason is you use these angles on a straight line, right? Use angle on a straight line. Okay, so which is good. But next, okay, there is an equal sign here, and then there's supposed to be a small, okay, the degree sign here. Okay, so you have missed two of them. Okay, now what did we learn about area of circle last time? Hello. So what do we what did we learn about area of a circle last time? So what's the formula?
4/4
No.
派二方。
Yes, so it's pi r squared for area of a circle, right? Okay, good. So now, then, if I take this question, so what you see is O is the center of the circle, and then what do you have? You have this, you have OP, and then what do you have? You have this OQ, right? Okay, and this angle here is 92 degree. Am I right? Okay.
Yes.
So with this, then I hope you know that. This OQ and the OP here, they are the radius of the circle. Okay. So OP is equal to OQ, and they are the radius of the circle, right?
但
So
是它们好像不是直线。
okay, let me see. Okay. So it says O is the center, and then RPQ is a triangle. Points on that. Okay, why not? I mean, why not OP and OQ is why not? Why not they are the straight line?
我在纸上量，发现它们不是直线。
Okay. So when you say OP and OQ, they are not straight, right? Then how can you use isos? My question is, then how can you use, you are using isos, basically over here, right? You divide by 2, right? You just need to look at the screen. You don't have to look at your paper at all, right? So over here, you divide by 2. I think you are using the isosceles triangle property, right? Right? If you use isosceles triangle, right? This isosceles triangle property, you are assuming what? You are assuming they form a isosceles triangle, right? And if they are isosceles triangle, so that means these 3 lines are straight, right? Am I right?
Mm.
So you have, okay, you don't need to use a ruler to measure it, okay? Okay, what you need to do is, if you are using isosceles triangle here, what it means is I mean basically it's an isosceles triangle. So if it's an isosceles triangle, so these 3 lines has to be straight, right? They have to be straight. If they are not straight, so imagine they are not straight, you don't have to look at the paper at all, just look at the screen, please, right? So can you call this a triangle?
No.
You can't, right? Okay, so so you can have questions about whether they are straight line or not. But once you use this isosceles triangle property here, that means you are already taking them to be straight lines. Okay, so now back to the question here. Is there a plane flying over your house, your area?
Yes.
Okay, good. Okay, so let's go back to the question. Okay, so over here, if OP is equal to OQ, because they are both the radius of the circle, so if you are given the length of OP, so let's take this as a 2 cm. Okay, so if you are asked to find out the area of this OPQ, so if you are asked to find out this area, how do you find out the area of this?
Pi 乘以2的平方。
I mean, how do you find out the area of just this? The shaded area?
Pi 乘以2的平方乘以1/4。
How do you get 1 quarter? How do you get 1 quarter? Why 1 quarter? Why not 1/5? Why 1 quarter? Why not 1/5? Why not 1/6? Why not? So how do you decide? How do you decide? So what do you use? You ask yourself, what is the angle here? What's the angle here? The angle here is 92, right? So what you do is you just take 92 degree, you divide by 360 degree. Okay. So what is the result? 92 over 360. Coming out. So what's the fraction you get?
90分之23。
Again, just this 92 divided by 360.
23 out of 90.
Okay, very good. So this is the fraction. So it's not 1/4, it's not 1/5, it's not 1/6. It's 23 over 90. How you get this? You get it from this. Okay, the angle is 92 here. The angle is 92 here, right? And then you just take 92 divided by 360. Okay, so therefore, if you sub in the value of your radius is 2 cm here, okay, so can you tell me the answer? So over here, take pi as 3.14. Give me in to one decimal place.
3.2。
Okay, good. Okay, so the unit is cm squared. Okay, for area we use cm squared. Okay, so yep. So I hope you remember how to do this. Okay, so if they ask you for the shaded area here, so what if they ask you for the unshaded area? What if they ask you for the unshaded area? So what do? Use pi r square minus above, right? Am I right? Okay.
Yes.
Use the area of the entire circle, you minus off the shaded part, and then you get the unshaded area, which is here. This is the unshaded area. Okay, basically in yellow. Okay, that's how you get this unshaded part. Or another way to do unshaded part is, so you use pi r square, which is the entire circle, and what you do is you need to find out what is the angle here. So what's the angle here? What's the angle here?
3.2。
What's the angle here? How do you get it? So if this is 92, so what is that? So what's the angle here? You can use a calculator. How do you get it? Wait, I'm asking how do you find the angle? So if this is 92, right? I'm asking how do you find this angle? How do you find this angle?
360减92。
Which is?
268。
So it's 268. So therefore, with this angle, so what you need to do is you just take 268 divided by 360 here. And then this is also, so basically this is one way to find the unshaded area. This is another way to find the shaded area. Okay?
嗯。
Good. So okay, good. So let's move on. Let's move on. So please remember how to solve this type of question. Okay, let's move on now. Okay, over here, what was the problem here? So it says the ticket office at a cinema opens at 10 a.m. So which is 10 a.m. here. And then the line graph below shows the number of unsold tickets. Unsold tickets. Okay, so you don't have to look at your paper anyway. I think you can actually look at the screen. Yeah, so because everything is already here, right, on the screen, so you don't have to look at your paper unless I ask you to look at it. So so at 10 a.m. so you have 120 unsold ticket. So basically you started with 120 tickets. Okay, so this means over here it means you started with 120 tickets. Okay, and then when the time is 11 a.m. okay, you have 90 unsold. So that means from here to here, okay, 30 tickets is sold. So 30 tickets sold. And then over here 50 sold. Over here 20 sold. Okay, okay. So now the question asked how many tickets were sold in the first hour. First hour is over here, right? Right. So the answer is very clear, right? 30, right? Okay, it's 30, right? It's so clear. I don't know why you choose 20. Okay. By the way, it says first hour. What's the meaning of first?
第一个
Number one, huh? Okay. What's the meaning of last?
最后一个
Exactly. Okay. So you have to know the meanings of these words. Okay. So okay, let's move on. Okay. Then what if I ask you one more question? So what is the percentage? What's the percentage? Increase or decrease um, from 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. Okay, can you do this question on a piece of paper? So how do you do this? What's the percentage increase or decrease from 11 a.m. to 12 p.m.?
它是一个很长的数怎么办？
Okay, it's okay. Just tell me what do you write? So you need to tell me the formula first, right? Okay.
40
So you take
减9
40 minus 90 and then over.
90
Very good. And then you times 100%, right? Okay. So once again, what do? So you basically you just write down the percentage sign first. Okay, you just write down the percentage sign here, and then what do? You just use your calculator and get this part. Okay, and then what is the? Can you give me the fraction? Can you give me the fraction here?
负5/900
Is this the one?
不对，写反了。
So 500 is 500 over 9, right? Okay, hold on. So basically the answer is 900 over 9, right? 500 over 9, right?
Yes.
Okay. So can you give me the answer? So this is called an improper fraction. Can you give me in mixed number? You know what's a mixed number, right?
嗯
Can you give me in
啊，
mixed number?
-55-55和5/9。
Okay. So this is the answer. Okay. So basically, this shows because it's a negative percentage. So this shows uh so there is 55 and 5/9% decrease. Okay. Okay. So because it's a negative percentage here, that's why we just use decrease. Okay, use decrease to indicate that negative sign, or rather this negative sign indicates a decrease in percentage. Okay, that's why I wrote here there is a 55 and 5/9% decrease. So this is the exact answer. So next time if you get this kind of number, you just express it in mixed number. Okay, that's how you express um, the improper fraction into a mixed number. Okay, can you do it next time?
嗯
Okay, express the answer in mixed number next time. Okay, unless the question asks you for
嗯
express it in decimal number. If not, you express it in mixed. Okay.
OK。
Okay. Good. Next. Okay, let's move on. Okay, what's this? It says which one of the following can be the net of a solid shown below. Okay, so what you need to do is you just need to ask yourself. You just need to ask yourself whether this one makes sense or doesn't make sense. Okay. If you take this, right? So can I ask you one question? How many? So basically, you have this. Let's say I call this surface one. Okay. I call this the below one is surface two. Okay. And then you have the surface three, which is the side one. Okay, which is the side one. So can I ask you, um, if this and this is the same, are they equal?
Yes.
If they are equal, that means what? That means your square one and your square two has to be the
可是万一他们俩之间减开了怎么办？
Okay, so it's okay. Let's focus this. So that's why I asked you question. You just answer me first. So if you think that this side and this side is equal, right? So am I right to say square one and square two they have to be the same?
Yes.
Okay, so square one and square two have to be the same. That means what? That means square one and square two they are together. Am I right? They are together. If you unfold it, you try to unfold this piece, so the one will come down, right? So the one will come down to this, and then the two is still on the. So basically, this is the. If you look at this thing, right? If you look at this thing, so let me try to draw it. Okay, so if you unfold this, so basically your this one will come down, so it will be flat, right? And then your two is already flat, so I just continue. Am I right? Am I right?
Yes.
Okay, so now, um, your three is this piece. This is your three, right? Am I right? So your three
Yes.
here has to be, this side has to be longer than this. Okay, because it's the, okay, what did we talk about last last lesson? If you remember, we have learned, what did we learn? We have learned one new formula. It's called Pythagoras Theorem. Can you remember? Pythagoras. Okay, can you remember that? Yes or no? No. Okay, um, so you see, so we have learned about this concept, but you have forgotten. So please take your time. Are you still having your holiday now?
Yes.
Okay, since you are having a holiday, so I expect you have a lot more time. So when you have a lot more time, so I hope you go back and watch the video. Okay, at least those you think are important to you, like the one that we talk about, this Pythagoras theorem. So what it says here is, if you have a right angle triangle, okay, this is a right angle triangle. Let me draw it better. This is not good enough. So let me draw a much better one. Okay, so if you have a right angle triangle, okay, so this is the longest side. Okay, this is the longest side. Okay, which is C here, and then over here is A and B. So what this Pythagoras theorem says is, so it says A squared plus B squared equals to C squared. So what it means is your this,
Oh. Okay.
okay, so now you remember. So over here, the C is the longest side, by the way. Okay, C is the longest side. So can you see that because of this Pythagoras theorem, so this side here, like here, okay, this side here or here, okay, which I so can you see this side here is the longer side. That's why your this side has to be longer than both this, the side of your one and the side of the two. Okay, so with this understanding, so which is the one? So you can tell, right? You can tell, you can tell what?
不可能是1和2。
Yeah. So these two out. These two out, right? So now you are left with what? You are left with only 3
3
or 4.
and 4.
Okay. So how do you decide? How do you decide now?
画一张图。
So what you need to do is, you just, so basically over here, your these 3, right? So can you see is next to the so you just look at this. It can't be 3, right? Because if you try to, the answer is 4, right? Pardon? What's the answer?
肯定是 4。
The answer is 4. The reason is, if you look at your 3, right? So you try to fold this to here, right? Try to fold this to here. You'll realize it doesn't work. Okay, you realize it doesn't work. Okay. Okay, so that's why the answer is 4. Okay.
Oh.
Okay, now let's look at this 15. Okay, I thought 15 you should be very good right now, right? It deals with angles. Okay, so rhombus. Okay, PQRS is rhombus. So that means all sides are equal. Okay, and then opposite is equal for the angle. Okay, so over here you're right. And then 94 is also correct. You use the, what do you use? So if this is 86, this is 94. What do you use? Use the C, right?
Yes.
Okay, internal angle, right? Okay, use internal angle, which we call C. Okay, so now with this understanding, so find ADC. Where's ADC? ADC is here. Okay, ADC is here. So you ask what is the angle here. So what you do here is, so if you have 94 here, okay, wait, is this 40 given?
Yes.
Okay, so if 40 is given, so what you do is, so you have 40, you have 94, so what is this? So
134.
wait, so you have this hold on, if you have this 894, this is 40, so what is this? How do you find this?
减180减
So
4
what is the answer?
38.
Okay, so it's 38 here, right? So once you get 38, so you take, because right, the answer, the question here says this and this is the same, right? So it's the isosceles triangle, right? So if this is 38, so what it means, this is also 38. Okay, so so what's the angle here then, which is here? Because once you find an angle here, and that's this and this is the same. So can you help me out? So what's the angle here? Hmm? How come it takes so long? How do you get this angle? Irfan, tell me how do you get this angle first? Wait, look at here. You don't know, right? So you have a triangle here. This is 38. This is also 38. So how do you find this angle?
104.
104. So if this is 104, then my question is this 104 as well? Hmm?
No.
Yes. Why no? Why yes? Hmm?
因为选项里没有。
Okay, very good. So can I ask you? Can I ask you then? Can I ask you? So, is this question even valid or not? That's the question we need to ask ourselves. I mean, is this question valid or not? 就是这个问题有效还是没效 ？Okay, so let's look at the question again. Okay, again. So let me get rid of all this. Okay, now let's look at the question again together. Okay, let's look at this. Okay, if this is, so that means let's come back to our analysis. This is our first step. So am I right? Am I right? Okay, is this 94? I think yes, right? Because if this is 86, so we use the internal angle. This is 94. So if this is 94, so like what you said, this has to be 38. So if this is 38, so this is 38. That's why this has to be 38 because it's an isosceles triangle, right?
为什么？另一个是38，它的两个角就是38。
Isosceles triangle. Can you see here? You don't have to look at your paper. Just look here. So this is an isosceles, right? Can you see?
对。
That because it's an isosceles triangle, that's why this angle is 38. This has to be 38. That's why I had this conclusion here. So if you just look at the screen, so if this is 38, this is all 38. That's why this has to be 104, right? So if it's 104, yeah. So can I ask you, can this angle be 104? If you just look at this angle, cannot, because this angle is obviously an acute angle. Do you know what is the meaning of acute angle? Okay, so now let me introduce you to this. So this is called what? This is called a right angle, right? This is called a right angle. 90 degrees. This is called a right angle. Okay? So what if, so what is this angle? This angle is definitely less than 90, right? Am I right?
Yes.
This angle is less than 90 degrees, so it's called an acute angle. So any angle that is less than 90 is called an acute angle. Acute. Okay? Acute angle. Okay? By the way, you don't write it like this. You don't write acute angle. Okay? 不是一个可爱的角，不是。Okay? This A and Q has to be together. Okay? Has to be together. Okay? So acute angle. So any angle that is less than 90 degrees is called an acute angle. Any angle that is more than 90 degrees, so this is less than. So any angle that is more than 90 degrees is called an obtuse angle. Okay, it's called an obtuse angle. So in this case, can I ask you, is this angle? You just look at this angle. Is this an acute angle or obtuse angle?
Acute.
Yeah, it's an acute angle, right? It's an acute angle, right? But can you see 104? 104 is what? 104 is more than 90, right?
Yes.
So what it means here is the value 104 is bigger than 90, which is supposed to give you which is supposed to give you an obtuse angle, right? But the angle here, if you look at it carefully, it shows an acute angle. So what it means here is this question isn't valid. 无效. Okay? 无效. Okay? Because the value 那个数字 ，OK， 那个数字是大于90 ，OK， 但是呢，那个角度显示出来呢是小于90 ，OK，so there is this conflict， 就有一个冲突，所以我说这个问题无效 ，OK，OK，OK， so with this then we can move on to the next question. Hey, wait. This is supposed to be 36, right? What 38? Use 180 minus 40 minus 94. Can you help me out? Yes, you see. So the problem is with you, not with the question. Okay. So basically, how can you make this mistake? This is you tell me this is 38. How do you get 38 just now? By calculator? But anyway, it's good. It's good that we talk about this acute angle, right angle, and obtuse angle. Okay. If you didn't make that mistake, so we could not have talked about this. Okay. So very good. So now, what's the answer here? 46, right?
Yes.
Okay, so it's 48. So 46. So right now, okay, next time I need to ask you to check your answer. Okay, I can't rely on your answer also. Okay, so with this understanding, so I think the question is valid already. Okay.
88.
Okay, good. So you found out that this is 88, right? Right? Why? Because over here is 46. Over here is 46, right? So therefore you get this 88. Okay, which is valid. Why? Because 88 here, the value is actually smaller than 90. Okay, the value is smaller than 90. And then the angle also looks smaller than 90. So that means there is no conflict. Okay. Okay. So that means the value matches the drawing. Okay. So both match. So the answer is 88. Okay.
Okay.
So over here for this question, I think it's a very good lesson for us. Okay. So next time when it comes to angle question, you need to look at the value. First, you look at the value, and then you also need to look at the drawing, okay, and see if they match each other. Okay, if the value shows an acute angle, your this drawing is supposed to show an acute angle as well. Okay. Okay. If one doesn't match with the other, what it means is this question is invalid. Okay, that's how you decide. Okay. Okay. Next. Okay, let's move on. Okay, 1700. Good. Okay, everything is good here. Okay, over here, let me see. Over here. Over here is good. Okay, let's look at this. In the grid below, draw a line parallel to AB and passing through M. Okay, I just want to emphasize how you should get a parallel line. Okay, how you should get a parallel line. So let me get this out. Okay. Let me erase this first. Okay, let me erase this. Do you know how to get a parallel line?
知道。用尺子。
Okay, good. Yeah, of course. But I just want to emphasize how you should get a parallel line. Okay, hold on. Let me go and pick up my pick up a piece of paper, and then I'm going to use a ruler and teach you how to get your parallel lines. Let me show you. I will stop share here. I will share my screen. Okay, I will share my iPhone. Okay, so can you see my phone?
还是在开始？还是在？
Now
还没有。
Can you see my phone?
看到了。
Okay, good. So let me show you how you are supposed to use this feature. Okay, I'm going to use this. Okay, can you see?
看到了。
Okay, can you see something? Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to draw a straight line. I'm going to draw a straight line on a piece of paper. Okay. In case, so let me draw a straight line. Can you see a straight line now? Okay, can you see a straight line? So let me just turn it so you can see it better. Can you see a straight line? Now, very good. So now let's assume we are supposed to draw a parallel line of this. So let's call this my line AB. Let's draw another line. Let me just fine tune this angle. Okay, good. So this is your line AB. Okay, and then let me draw another line which is parallel to this AB, and at the same time it should cross this point. So what you do here is this. Okay, so what you do here is this. Okay. So you should park your this ruler here. Okay, you park your ruler here. Okay, what you do next is, okay, hold on, let me just get let me get it much better so that you can see. Okay, good. So first you just align your ruler to this line AB, and what you do here is you park this ruler against this ruler. Make sure it doesn't move. So now what you do is you just move this ruler until it crosses the point X. So now you just draw that line. Okay. So this line, let me call it CD. So this line CD is parallel to AB, and at the same time it crosses this cross. Okay, so that's how it works. Okay, so let's come back to this. Yeah, that's how you draw your this parallel lines.
我的角度有点不对。
什么？
我的角度有点不对。
哪一个角度？ You mean, are you talking about your line is not correct here? Then can you okay? So what do you do such that it's not right here?
因为我刚才用你的方法，用2个尺子一起。
Okay. Oh yeah. So Never mind. So okay, another way to look at this, y is not correct, right? Let me teach you how do you use, how do you just look at it and you should realize it's not correct. Okay, you look at this. If A is here, right, and B is here, right? So what you see here is, can you see that you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? You have 5 unit here, and then you have 2 unit here. Can you see? So now you look at yours. You look at yours here. You look at yours. So it's supposed to have 5 unit also. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's supposed to have 5 unit here and 2 unit here. So the straight line should be from here to
两条线要一样长吗？
over here it says draw a parallel line. So basically it just have to be parallel. Okay. So basically if this is AB, right? This line just has to be parallel. That's all. As once is parallel is correct already. Okay. It doesn't have to be equal. Okay. It doesn't, the length doesn't have to be equal. Okay. So that means what? That means this line, right? If I use a straight line here, let me try to use a straight line here. You will realize yours is not parallel. Yours is a bit off. This is parallel. Yours is a bit off, right? Can you see? 有一点差 right? 你看 there is a difference, right? Right? So that is also another way to check. You just need to check by this. You just need to check by this method, and you should realize like your answer isn't correct. Okay, and then another method is what I show you just now. Use 2 rulers. Okay, use 2 rulers, and then just move the ruler up. Okay. Okay. So I think today's lesson, right? Okay, I'm going to record this lesson. I'm going to upload this to YouTube. So you need to watch this video again, because there are so many concepts. There are so many concepts you can learn from this video alone. Huh? Go back and watch this video once I have uploaded it. Can you? Can you?
Yes.
Okay. Go back and watch. Okay. I know whether you have watched. Okay. Next. So go back and try this kind of question a few times. Okay. Let's move on. Okay. What's wrong with this again? So over here it says, is this 130? Yes. WXP. Yes. This is 130. So if this is 130, so that means this is 50, right? Okay. So if this is 50,
下面那两个线是我画的。
So what is? So you mean there is this one is not there?
对。
Okay. So basically you don't need to have this. Okay. But anyway, let's look at this. It's a parallelogram. So basically, if this is 130, so what is this? This is 50. Why? Because you use the C, right? So this is 130, and then this has to be 50. Use okay the C. Internal angle. Okay. Internal angle. Okay, they add up to 180. Next. So this and this is isosceles, right? Okay, it's isosceles. So that means this is 50, right? Am I right? Hello. This is 50. So if this is also 50, then what is the x, y, v? So what is this now?
180减50减10。
So it should be 80, right? It should be 80 here, right? So if this is 80, this is 100, right? This is 100, right? Am I right? Then if this is 100 and this is supposed to be this small one, 80, right? Okay. So what they ask? Okay. So yeah. So that's the way to find all the angles. Okay. So can I ask, is this WXYZ their parallelogram? So if it's a parallelogram, right? So what it means is this has to be 100 because this is your C. You have already what? You have already shaded this. Okay. So this has to be 100. So this is 100, then this is 80, right?
那你的中间，那你下面那个三角形的50是怎么求的？
Oh, okay. So let me just back to that. Okay, so if this is 130, right? Given by the question, so this is 50. I use internal angle, right? This is 130. Given by the question, WXV. So this is 130. So therefore, this is 50. Yeah. I use internal angle. Can you see? Can you see? Let's see.
Oh.
Okay. So once you get the 50, then this is 50. And then this is 80. We found just now. So once we found this, then you should get the answer. Right. So this is 100. And then this is 80. Actually, you can actually find the 80 already because if this is 80, this is 80. Use the F. Can you see the F? Yeah. Okay, this is the F. F is the corresponding angle. Corresponding angle. Okay, which is the F. Okay, so therefore the answer is ZWX. So 80, then this has to be 100. Okay. Good. Next. Okay, so before we move on, let's take a brief break, 5-minute break, and come back. Okay. Okay. Good. So I will mute my video and audio as well.